Hello and welcome back to Curb FM and another episode of the Newcastle Takeover on Football Manager 2018. And today I have another two games for you where we're going to be playing Manchester City at home and then we're going to be taking on Crystal Palace away. And since the last episode we've had two games, one against Bournemouth away which we won 3-2. And this was a game of two halves really. We dominated the first half and we were 3-0 up at half time, and then in the second half Bournemouth piled on the pressure. They nearly took the game from us, but eventually we did hang on and it ended 3-2. But yeah, they applied a lot of pressure and we did well to hold out for the last 30 or so minutes when it went to 3-2. So yeah, good result there, I think, away from home against a decent side. And then we played Brighton. In this match, this was pretty back and forth. We went 1-0 up, then we went 2-0 down, and then eventually in the second half, we turned it around and got back the lead and secured the win to, again, 3-2 there. And that was at home. So that was another good result. It was close. Against bottom of the table, they nearly pulled an upset, but we had just enough in the tank to get the 3 points. And today, hopefully, we can show the same resilience and maybe pull an upset against Manchester City. And there is some team news. Stefano Sturaro has received a concussion in the last game and he will be out for 9 to 11 days. So we're without him again after his suspension. We came back for a few games and then he's out again. So that's another loss for the team. But on the plus side, Adam Armstrong is back from his concussion and he's ready to start again alongside his tutor Dwight Gale. And we're going to have to switch to the counter tactic today because we're going to be receiving a lot of pressure from Manchester City and they're going to look to break us down. So we're going to switch to the 5-3-2 formation with the fullback attack. And we're going to start Perrin in goal, Yedlin on the right, and Mbemba, Lascelles and Lejean in the middle. And on the left, we're going to have David Santon. Then we've got Niles, Hayden and Marino in the middle. And up front, as I say, Armstrong and Gale. So it's going to be an interesting match. Let me just double check the bench is okay. I think we're going to bring on Mankier instead of Haidara there. And I think that'll do. And we've got James Wilson and Mitrovic, hopefully as impact subs later on if we need them. And also David Santon is not having a great season so far, averaging a 6.56. However, in the last game, he got a 7.1. So hopefully that can continue. And I'm going to show him a bit of faith. But if he doesn't do very well today, we might have to consider dropping him for the Crystal Palace game. And in terms of the league table, it's still pretty close. Watford have dropped off a little bit. We are 4 points ahead of them with a game in hand. And it looks like we're going to get 8th at least. But Everton have upped their game and they have now gone above us after having a game in hand. So we're going to need a win to go above them. So let's hope we can do it and let's get right into it. And hopefully the home advantage goes in our favour today. Hopefully we can keep them out for long enough. Maybe grab ourselves a draw. Probably that's the best we can ask for, but let's go into it positive. We can see we've got a lot of defenders on today. We have 5 at the back. Hopefully that's enough to keep them out for at least the first half. And as I say that, Leroy Sané, 1 minute in, gets the goal. But yeah, Sané across to Silva. Silva over the top to Aguero with a nice ball into the space there on that left-hand side of the camera. And Sané puts it past the keeper 1 minute in. And there's more pressure from Man City now to Aguero. We're really not doing very well against the big teams this season. And they're going to show their quality. 3.5 minutes in. Again, 2-0 down. This looks like any hope of anything today is pretty much gone early on. Hopefully we can pull a couple of goals back with Gale into Armstrong and he scores. Get in. What a game so far. 3 goals, 4 minutes in. Not sure what's going on. But that's a good ball from, was it from Niles? Niles over the top to Gale. And Gale finds the cross into Armstrong at the back post and he gets himself a goal. I think it's his first goal since the concussion. And he's back on the score sheet. And now Yedlin on the right-hand side to Gale. Now Niles cuts inside across to Santon, and it's 2-2. 8 minutes in. A goal every 2 minutes pretty much on average. What is going on? What a game. Yedlin to Gale. Across to Niles. Niles again with a big part in the goal. And Santon blasts it past the keeper. Edison could not get anywhere near it. I'm just going to change some opposition instructions quickly. Maybe close down the fullbacks. Because apparently Kyle Walker's pushing forward quite a bit. So we're going to close him down and go hard tackling. And hopefully we can win the ball off the fullbacks, leaving some space out on the side of their defence. If we can catch them out. But yeah, what a game so far. We haven't seen a goal for 10 minutes, so it's a record for this game. They have been dominating us though, but it's an equal amount of shots so far, but they've had most of the possession. It looks like we're keeping them out for the last 25 minutes or so. So that's good. It looks like we're going to get to half time, probably, unless there's another highlight, 2-2, which is not bad at all. I would have took that at the start of the game. And yeah, there we are, half time. Great game so far, and I'm going to say we're pleased. And yeah, good reaction from the team. Let's go into the tactics. Is there anything we should be changing? It looks like Hayden and Marino aren't having the best game, and Yedlin, Mbemba and Lejean aren't either. The worst on the pitch apparently is Mbemba, so we will be bringing on Clark and put him over on that left-hand side next to Santon, and put Lejean in the middle, I think, and then have Lascelles on the right-hand side of the three. I think we're going to bring on John Joe for Marino and leave Hayden on in the middle. We're just going to leave it like that. Again, Maitland-Niles is having a great season so far, especially in this last couple of months. To start off, he had trouble fitting in. He wasn't having the best of ratings, but recently he has been doing really well. And he's got his average rating up to 6.89 now, having 6 starts, and they've all been recently. Obviously, after dropping Shelvey, after his form dropped. But Shelby's back on now. Maybe he can make a push today to replace Niles once again in the starting 11. Or maybe even Marino. And they've got a throw in early on now. And Hayden wins the ball back. And now we're passing it between the defenders. Come on, don't slip up. And we've given it straight back to Fernandinho. Now De Bruyne goes out to Walker. Can we win it off him? We've set the instruction and he's managed to get it to Sane. Now Fernandinho to Silva. De Bruyne, look at the space out wide, and we've won it back though. Hayden, Perrin up to Gale. Can he find the pass out wide? He's found Yedlin. Can he get past his man? He plays the safe option back to Lascelles. I don't mind that. And now we're just passing it between Shelvey and Niles. And Yedlin plays through Dwight Gale. Can he get the ball into Armstrong? Adam Armstrong! Come on, it's 3-2. Adam Armstrong's second goal of the game after his return from loan at Bolton, and he's banging in the goals so far this season. It's great to see. It's going to be his 3rd goal in 4 games for Adam Armstrong, and it just shows the reports lie. Here it says he's very well suited for EFL League One. I don't believe you. It's all lies. The assistant lies. Get in. 2 goals against Manchester City for Adam Armstrong, and 2 assists for Gale, I think, there. And apparently Hayden has bruised his head. We've got Longstaff, but I don't think he's quite ready for Manchester City. What can we do? We're lacking the cover in that centre of midfield. Like I say, missing Storaro is a big loss. Okay, we're going to have to bring on Perez for Hayden and swap him over and swap them all around. So we've got Perez on the left, Shelvey in the middle. He can't really play ball in the midfielder, so we're going to play him as deep lying defensive in the middle. And we're also going to we're going to play everyone on deep line playmaker defensive now. Try and see out the last half an hour. Maybe we can at least keep them from scoring 2 goals and grab ourselves a point. But let's try and secure the win. 25 minutes left now, and we've got the ball up to Gale, who Shelvey wins that, and Armstrong to Gale. Can he get the 4th? And Edison with a great save. Now Gale again, and I don't know what he was doing there. He ran past the ball. That was a great chance to get it back in the box to Armstrong for his hat trick. And Man City are looking absolutely knackered. And they're bringing on some fresh legs now, though. Mendy, Gundogan and Stones has just come on. We've probably got about 10 minutes left, including stoppage time. I'm just going to drop back Gale into the cam role and play him as a supporting advanced playmaker. Just to give us an option between the striker and the midfield, since we're playing everyone deeper. That should help us keep possession a little bit more. Do we change the instructions? What a win this would be, by the way. If we can get the 3 points here, it really helps our push. And I guarantee if we do win here, we're definitely going to lose to Crystal Palace because that's the way this game works. But we're going to go route one, pump the ball into the box, high tempo, and be more disciplined, stick to position, and use tight marking. And obviously we're going to be wasting time as well. And dribble less as well. Let's try not to run out of position. And let's pass it as fast as possible. And we do go into stoppage time now. There is 3 minutes added on. And we've got 10 seconds left. Can we hang on? Sane gives it away to Clark. And it looks like that's going to be the last opportunity for Man City. And Armstrong holds the ball up well. Plays it out wide to Yedlin, but it's over. And we've managed to get the 3 points here today against Manchester City. The likes of Sergio Aguero, Leroy Sane were not enough for Adam Armstrong today. And his 2 goals were the difference. And of course, him linking up well with Dwight Gale has really helped us. And I'm going to say that people have written us off today and you've proved them all wrong. What a result that is. And also, David Santon, the guy we pointed out at the start, gets himself a goal as well. And he ends on 7.5. So I think we're going to keep him in the first team for now. The last 2 games for him, maybe he needed a bit of time to settle in, but the last 2 games for him have been good. And player of the match, Adam Armstrong. What a time to be alive. We've received an offer for Carl Darlow at 1.5. I'm going to just renegotiate 2.4. And they don't want to do that. We'll just go maybe 2 million. And they've decided to walk away. That's fine. We could probably get 2 million for him in the summer. And also Musa Marega, I'm looking to sell as well. We've listed him for 11 million. And he's just not getting into the team, to be honest. So I just want to sell him. And hopefully get a bit of money for him. It looks like they've offered what we paid. And they want us to pay a little bit of wages. 5.5. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. We're getting our money back. And he's off to Brighton. So that's a good bit of money to put into the transfer pot. And, of course, Isaac Hayden has received a bruised head and he's out for 5 to 7 days. So we're really lacking someone to play in that ball-winning midfielder role. And I'm just going to do this press conference, then get to the Crystal Palace game. What a start to the episode. We've had 3 3-2s in a row now. And can we get another win against hopefully an easy opponent? The win today puts us back into 6th with Tottenham having a game in hand. They play Leicester tomorrow. So in fact, I'll get to that first and then we'll go to the Crystal Palace game. Let me just do this press conference though. And they won 4-2 to Leicester, so they've overtook us once more. But we are 2 points clear of 8th now after Watford dropped off, and it looks like Everton are our main rivals for the 7th spot, which should hopefully be European football, depending on who wins the FA Cup and depending on who won the League Cup, which I should probably check now. EFL Cup it's called on the game, and Arsenal won that. It looks like they're going to finish above us. So that leaves the spot open for 7th, meaning that should be European football. And what's going on in the FA Cup? There's quite a few teams left that are big teams. We've got Man United, Tottenham, Man City and Liverpool and Arsenal all in there, with the underdogs being Norwich, Burnley and Fulham. But I can't see any of them winning this tournament, given the names that are still involved. So hopefully one of the big teams wins it, which would free up that 7th spot, as I say. But yeah, let's get to the Crystal Palace game. So I'll see you in a second. And we're now at the Palace game, and we're going to be switching back to the 4-3-1-2. And we're going to be bringing on Ayoze Perez behind the strikers. We'll just take out Lejean for Lascelles there. And I think we'll pretty much leave it the same. I'm not sure what to do about Hayden. Let me just check the medical report for him. And not quite fully fit and should be monitored. 90%, it's not too bad, but I don't really want to risk it. So what we're going to do is, can Marino play there? I think he should be okay. So we're going to bring on Shelvey for Hayden, put Shelvey on the right and Marino in the middle. And we'll go with Perrin in goal, Yedlin and Mbemba, Lascelles and Santon. Niles, Marino and Shelvey in the midfield, Perez in behind the strikers, and Armstrong and Gale up front once more. And hopefully them two can link up well again like they did in the Man City game. And what's going on with Everton and Tottenham? It doesn't look like they're playing this weekend for some reason. What's going on there? Let me just see their schedule. So yeah, they're in the FA Cup, of course. So yeah, they're playing that this weekend. And yeah, so hopefully we can get ahead of them today and putting the pressure on them. Everton looks like they've already played a game extra and they drew with Man City. which, I don't know, Man City aren't doing very well recently then, in the last couple of games. They should have had 6 easy points there against us and Everton. Unfortunately for us, though, Everton did a good job against them too. But, yeah, let's get into Palace. It should be an easy 3 points. They are now in the relegation zone, so they will be fighting for their lives, though. And with a game in hand, they can get out of their relegation zone with a point. But there is a highlight early on, though, and it looks like it's probably going to be theirs unless we can win the ball back. And now Saw down that left-hand side, and we've won it back. Good work from Niles. Now Lascelles puts it back to Perrin. Can he find one of our players? He plays it to Mbemba. Now Santon over the top, nearly to Dwight Gale. Now Armstrong picks it up in the midfield, drops it back to Shelvey, across to Marino. Now Niles out to Yedlin. Can he find the cross? Into Dwight Gale, and it's in. Come on. Dwight Gale against, I think, his former team, if I'm right. Yep, the team that we signed him from for 10 million, and he's come back to bite them. And it's a well-worked goal. Niles with another great ball. He's a great player. He's really stepping up. And now Yedlin with a great cross into Dwight Gale, and he grabs himself a goal, our leading goal scorer this season. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek looks like he's picked up an injury, and we're just going to focus on him a little bit then, I think. We're just going to turn hard tackling on him, and hopefully we can get him taken off. And hope that should be good for us, depending on the quality they've got on the bench. And it looks like Armstrong is brought down. Was that in the penalty area? And he's been sent off. Scott Dan has made Crystal Palace go down to 10 men. It's not a penalty, though. It is just a free kick, and Adam Armstrong surely would have scored there. And Dwight Gale blasts it over the bar, though, and he cannot get his second. And it looks like we've got the advantage now. We've gone up to 6th with Tottenham needing to play still. And Dwight Gale again with a free kick and puts it over the bar. And this should be easy now. I don't want to speak too soon, though, because upsets can happen. But Loftus-Cheek gives it straight to our keeper. Not a great cross from him, although he's not 100% right now. But Perrin finds Ayoze Perez, who's dropped deep from the cam roll through to Niles. Can he play in one of the strikers, or is he going to shoot? No, he's going to go with a pass back to the left back, Santon. He tries to play it back to Niles, but Niles cannot quite get there. It was a bit ahead of him. But Benteke now, he's on a yellow, so he needs to be careful. Now Saw on the left-hand side into Ruben Loftus-Cheek to Benteke, into someone I can't say. What's his name? Milvej. Something like that. It's definitely Milvej. And we're being seriously overrun in the midfield, apparently. But we're just going to leave it for now. I think, actually, we're going to go to short passing. Just try and keep the ball. Not focus too much on that right flank anymore, because we have got the lead. We don't really need to push too many men forward anymore. So we're going to swap Yedlin to a defensive fullback for the rest of the half, at least. And we don't need to commit loads forward. And they don't have too many forward themselves, since they're down to 10 men. So I think we can just solidify the defence a little bit, and it looks like it's working because there's nothing happening. And we are having shots. We've had 10 shots now with 5 on target. But now Gale heads it to Armstrong, now to Perez. Can he find a striker in the box? Into Gale, and it's cleared. And now Cabaye is looking to set off the counter-attack, but it's only Benteke, 1 against 4. Surely he cannot get... I was just going to say, surely he can't get the shot away, but he did. But it came to nothing, and we're now at half-time. We're dominating the game, really, now, as we should be, with the one-man advantage. And I'm just going to say we're pleased to keep morale up. And everyone's playing quite well, at least 6.7 all-round. Yedlin, the standout, I think, from what I can see. Yep. Of course, he got the assist, so that helped his rating. Santon's having a decent game. Gale with a 7. I think it's looking good. Do we make a change? That's the question. This could be the ideal opportunity to give Longstaff some minutes in the first team. He's only played 3 times this season. He's not had a great average record. He's had 1 start and 2 appearances off the bench. Do we risk it? I think we do. I'm going to bring him on for Shelvey. And this is the ideal opportunity. If we're going to ever play him in the first team, this is probably the best time. 10 men, a man advantage against Crystal Palace. And let's see what he can do. And also, I forgot to show you the youth intake that we've recently had, so I'll show you that after this game. And we've got a few gems, actually. I think we've got 4 good potential players for the future. And I'm very excited. One of them's got a great name. He sounds like a superhero. So I'll show you him in a minute. But Dwight Gale, can he get the cross? And no, I thought he was going to cross it across to Armstrong. That would have been a definite goal there. And we've got a free kick though, Longstaff to take, and he shoots and wasn't bad, that was just over the bar. And again, we're still dominating 58% possession. We've only had 2 shots in this second half though, and we need to up the chances, I think. And is anyone looking tired? We're looking pretty good, condition wise as well. And time is ticking down. We only have 10 minutes left of this game, and surely we can see it out now. Marino is on a yellow, so it might be worth taking him off just to make sure we don't go 10 men down. So I'm going to drop Perez into the midfield once again. And then we're going to play Maitland-Niles. In fact, no, we're going to play Perez in the middle there, an advanced playmaker. Drop Niles back to defensive deep line playmaker, as well as Longstaff. And then we're going to bring on Lejean for Marino, play him as an anchor man, then swap him with Mbemba, who has recently been training this role. I'm not sure if he still is. I think I might take it off him. Actually, no, I didn't. So yeah, he's been training anchor man all season. He's not really picking it up though, to be fair, but he does have the stats for it. Let's hope he can do a job there today, and that should solidify our midfield and defence a little bit more, and hopefully that can help us see the game off. And do we change anything in the instructions? I think we go counter, try and get them to push men forward since they are in a position where they need to, and if they push too many people forward, they're not going to have many men back because they're down to 10 men, of course. So we're going to switch to higher tempo and direct passing and just be more disciplined. And obviously we're going to go to the counter at the top there. So can we see this game out now? Let's hope that we just don't slip up. Let's just focus on the task at hand. But they are on the attack now though, punching into the midfield and out to Townsend now. Can we get the ball back? And we have Yedlin to set off the counter though, and Armstrong brings it down. Can he find the pass to Gale? And Gale's through. Can he get the second? And he does. Come on. The counter attack change has worked, and Dwight Gale catches Crystal Palace out on the counter. Yedlin with a great ball up to Armstrong. He does well to... He seems very composed in that situation, and he does well to get it to Gale. And Gale with a good finish. 2-0 here at Selhurst Park. And surely it's the 3 points that we need. So yeah, apparently it wasn't the counter-attack tactic change because it hadn't actually gone. But yeah, with only 8 games remaining, I think now. I think it's 8. Let me just double check that. I'm going to say we're very happy. So yeah, what an episode. We picked up 6 points today. So we cannot complain. And yeah, we've actually only got 6 games left. It must have been 8 at the start of the episode. So yeah, 6 games left. We're going to bring you the last 4 games in the next episode. So that's probably going to be quite a long one, maybe half an hour or so. But that's going to be an exciting one. So in that episode, we're going to bring you Man United, Tottenham, Burnley. And finally, on the last day of the season, Everton, who are, of course, our closest rivals for 7th spot now. And also in there, we've got Tottenham as well, who are probably going to end up 6th. But maybe with a win there, we can perhaps, by against all odds, get ourselves a 6th spot. But I cannot see that happening. I think 7's going to be hopefully where we finish. And we're just going to go to the youth intake that I mentioned during the match. And we're going to start with the man during the day is known as Clark Harrington. And at night, he's Superman. And he's going to be hopefully a really good player for the future. He's currently only a National League North player, but he's got the potential to make it to Premier League level if he's developed correctly. And then we've got next up Michael Mason, who hopefully should be Clark Harrington's partner in the centre of the defence, if all goes well. So both lads, I think, are from Newcastle. Mason is, and Clark Harrington is from South Shields, which is the coast just east of Newcastle. So yeah, all local lads, hopefully Newcastle fans, so they should have that passion to help the club at all costs. But he does need a lot of work in the mental aspect, does Michael. He's currently being tutored by Florent Lejeune, so hopefully that improves his determination and other mental attributes. And then we've got hopefully our future number 1. If we look on the club screen, he's now listed as our hot prospect, and hopefully he can be our number 1 one day. 15-year-old Mick Riley, who is from Doncaster. So not a local lad, but still he's got a lot of potential. Potentially 5 stars, so that's really good. He's got the potential to hopefully be better than Mattia Perrin. And he's considered a good shot stopper and could improve a lot in the future. He's currently well suited to the National League, so I'm potentially going to be sending him off to Gateshead next season, along with possibly Adam Edwards or Michael Mason, because they're all National League players too. But yeah, as I say, Adam Edwards is the final one, and he's got great passing. He looks like he's going to be a quality player, although I am retraining him as a trequartista to play the role that Ayazi Perez currently plays in behind the strikers. And yeah, he's probably going to be going on loan to Gateshead. Now, I can only send them 2 players, so it's going to be 2 of either Michael Mason, Mick Riley and Adam Edwards. So we'll see how that goes next season, depending on whether they get promoted as well. And with our affiliate teams, which we were talking about last time, how we want to get them promoted and up into hopefully the Championship, Coventry are still retaining their playoff spot, and with Gateshead, they are also just about scraping the playoffs. And what I've done is scouted their entire team for 3 games, I think it is. So I should know what their weakest points are by the summer, and then I can try and fill in the gaps with some loan players and hopefully really help them push up the leagues. So yeah, exciting stuff coming up. And in the next episode, as I say, we've got a 4-game episode where we're going to be playing some tough games, Manchester City, Tottenham, and then hopefully an easier game against Burnley, and then what probably will be the decider for who gets European football against 8th place Everton. So hopefully you're excited for that, and if you are, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe for more Football Manager 2018 content. And until next time, peace.